Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's having a great day today. Happy Friday. Well, I'm going to talk about several things in this video, but the first one being, let's go over the title, Parents of School Kids to File Lawsuit Against Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This will be my last story on this. Disclaimer, full disclaimer can be found below in the description box. And I want to thank everyone for watching today. All right, I'm just going to go back to the first slide here. Royal fans mock Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Netflix deal after they quit the UK for a quiet life. And you know what, guys? It's just funny some of the things that are being said. Harry and Meghan, we have felt pressure by the media and the press. We want to leave royal family and leave London. 6 months later, we're moving to Hollywood. We want VIP red carpet paparazzi and watch us on Netflix. Oh, but they just want a quiet life out of the public, says Jake. And looks like Earthfield girls, stay alert. We left for a quiet life. It was nothing to do with us wanting to cash in personally, they say, from their $14 million LA mansion while signing production deals with Disney and Netflix. BBC News, Harry and Meghan to make shows with Netflix. Guys, one thing that I'm noticing about this, and we'll go into it more in the deal, is yes, Barack and Michelle Obama, Mr. Obama being a previous president of the United States, signed a deal with them, and I believe their deal was $300 million, but I believe they gave them something like $67 million or something right up front in order for them to begin making a few different shows that they were doing. And I know one of the recent ones is on Michelle Obama, becoming Michelle Obama. But what experience exactly do Harry and Meghan have in this? Is Meghan just secretly trying to be a producer and star in her own movie since no one will cast her in a movie? Maybe that's what she's trying to do. If not, you know she's going to put herself in there and do some sort of word salad speech and of course, write a script for Harry. But the New York Times say Prince Harry and Meghan signed megawatt Netflix deal. 6 months after ceasing to be working members of the British royal family, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex are now Hollywood producers. Brooks Barnes, Los Angeles Prince Harry and wife Meghan, having resettled in California on Wednesday, unveiled new Hollywood careers. It says that they founded a yet-to-be-named production company. Oh, let me guess. Maybe that'll be Archwell or Archie at the Movies or Archwell Productions, or maybe it'll be the three-letter business that they've got their house registered through. That'll be the name of it. What was it? MWX, something like that. But anyway, it says that they've signed the multi-year deal with Netflix, which will pay for them to make documentaries, docuseries, feature films, scripted shows, and children's programming, giving the couple a global platform 6 months after the dramatic decampment from the House of Windsor. I believe they were told to leave. I don't believe they left on their own. I think the Queen and the royal family got tired of every little stunt that Meghan was pulling, and she kept trying to get more and more things her way, and I think they finally said, if you don't like it, leave. There's the door. And I think they just tried to say, well, if we're going to leave, then, you've got to support us. And I think that's where they negotiated the 1 year. But I also think that somewhere along the line that Meghan has blackmailed the royal family, whether it be secrets of the royal family, whether it be things that Harry shared with Meghan, pillow talk that he should not have shared. Who knows exactly what it is. Participant and Netflix back Ava DuVernay's acclaimed 2019 miniseries When They See Us, which depicted the excruciating toll that a persecution and incarceration had on teenage boys known as the Central Park Five. guys, if you do have Netflix and you haven't watched this, that is a great movie. The woman jogger who was almost killed jogging in Central Park years ago was, just about left for dead. And they charged 5 teenagers, and they were not actually guilty, but they went to prison. They were later released, and and it just shows about their life. But anyway, if you get a chance, it's really a great documentary. Very sad, their stories and the traumatic events that unfolded in it. But anyway, it says, after emotionally charged negotiations, member Queen Elizabeth II granted the couple's wishes in return for their agreeing not to use their most exalted titles. His Royal Highness and Her Royal Highness said the couple also agreed to give up public funding. Well, that hasn't happened yet. Setting off a tabloid guessing game about how they would finance their lifestyle, including paying for security, which we think that us Americans are probably having to foot the bill for a couple of the security people who are probably, because of him being a dignitary or a diplomat or something, there's probably something that we have to supply somewhere in there that's being hidden, but also that the people of Britain and Prince Charles are still paying for their security, which if they would stay out of the public eye, they wouldn't need security. It would be like any other Hollywood, person of notoriety. Anyway, that's just a picture of Harry and Meghan. Of course, there they are. And that was the last official engagement back in March of this year. Of course, Harry looks at Meghan with such rage, and Meghan's trying to put a smile on her face to act like nothing's happened when, of course, we know that they had a huge blowout at the palace just before leaving to go to the church. Beautiful Queen Elizabeth, Kate and William. I just wanted to include some pictures of them. But it says, royal crisis. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's Netflix deal under critical eye of palace. Now, Buckingham Palace will demand the right to cast a critical eye over the blockbuster deal signed with Netflix by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which I don't understand why they're still using the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They might not be using their HRH, but they're not supposed to be using this, especially when it goes to a business deal. So that should be a big X, as far as them breaking their agreement and breach of their contract in the Mexic deal. However, there are concerns that the deal could cause tensions between the couple and the wider royal family. According to a royal insider speaking to the Mirror, any contract signed by Meghan and Harry will be scrutinized by the royal household. The source said Harry and Meghan did leave as working members of the family with everyone's best wishes, and sincerely hope that they'll find the happiness that appeared to be lacking in their lives. However, it goes without saying, any deals they are making will be scrutinized by the royal family. I've been thinking about why we've not seen the Queen or Prince Charles chastise Meghan and Harry for their behavior and getting into the arena of politics and just different things like that. But something is telling me that maybe they are going to get a divorce. And who knows, maybe the Queen's going to order this. But maybe this time is to try to get Meghan on her feet so that they don't have to pay out as much in a divorce. And it would make Meghan think, well, good, I've signed this deal. I'm going to make money. I'm also going to get money in a divorce. And then I know Archie's going to be taken care of. But maybe it's so they don't have to pay out several $100 million in divorce money. But maybe it's a way of paying less and just support for Archie without spousal support. I don't know, because sometimes I think that's not Harry. Maybe that it is a stand-in. And other times I think maybe he is back in the UK, and we know he has to go back sooner or later because he doesn't have the visa there. But we'll talk about that in just a moment. Okay. Under the terms of the deal to forego their royal duties, they agreed any commercial deals would be subject to discussion. The deal with Netflix, any speaking engagements, or any other corporate work are examples. Both the royal family, senior courtiers will be aware of how it looks to the public, especially as the couple have not yet paid back their £2.4 million that they promised to refund to the taxpayer for Frogmore Cottage, which will be their UK base. Now, I don't understand why they're allowed to keep this, because if I'm not mistaken, we only heard, I think back in April, of one payment that they were paying it $18,000 or pounds back for Frogmore, but we never heard of any other payments, and there's no proof that that payment was ever made, to be fair. So it just says it's not known whether Harry and Meghan will use their titles, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, for their Netflix project. They shouldn't use their titles. They shouldn't be allowed to use it. I thought that was part of the deal. Prince Harry just 3 weeks away from U.S. residency cutoff. And this is dated today, Friday, September the 4th. Prince Harry is fast approaching the cutoff point at which he will be considered a resident alien in the U.S., meaning he could be liable to pay taxes there. We all know Meghan and Harry don't want to pay taxes. It has been 159 days since it was first reported on March the 26th, that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex had left Canada, settled in California. Of course, we know that was in Tyler Perry's house. They have not been out of the country since. The cutoff to be considered a resident is 183 days, what is known as a substantial presence test, and to be considered a resident alien and therefore a U.S. person for tax purposes, one has to either have a green card, which we know Harry's not going to do a regular one. He would have to give up his titles. That means Meghan would, or pass the substantial presence test. All right, so we'll wait and see what happens with that. It does make me think he's gone back and forth and that he might be there now. Royal officials from the Daily Mail will examine Prince Harry and Meghan's supposed or alleged $150 million Netflix deal after they agreed to the approval of any new commercial ventures when the couple quit public life. But, as I say, I believe they're going to have to actually produce something, make a documentary, a docu-series or whatever, and then show it to Netflix. And then Netflix, I think, will tell them whether or not it's something they want to purchase. And if it's not, they'll be out of all of that money. And then who knows if they even have enough money, or they'll have to find backing to produce these. And, of course, we can see Meghan trying to produce something that she's starring in, or, at least wants to have some sort of speech in. But I don't think that it's an automatic deal, and I do think they have to sell them on it. It was allegedly said that when meeting with some of the executives at studios, that they asked them, what would you like to do? And, of course, it's, the docuseries, documentaries, family programming and all that. But they didn't have any ideas. They couldn't come up with one storyline, one TV series. They had nothing to launch a pilot with. So I think they're thinking that they're just a big joke in Hollywood. And Netflix, I think, is not going to go out on a limb without them having experience and pay them anything, right off the bat in order to do this. I think they're going to have to make something, and they'll be told whether or not they're interested. Okay, the historic agreement ruled the couple will drop their HRH titles, pay back $2.4 million of taxpayer cash, and no longer receive public funds. In exchange, they were allowed to quit frontline duties and given license to expand their Sussex Royal brand. I don't recall anything about them being able to expand their Sussex Royal brand, because I thought they couldn't use that brand except maybe with charities or in a royal way, but not in trying to pursue a private life. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yet Her Majesty, who is understood to be anxious, the couple could use the royal credentials to line their pockets, will be watching them closely. Maybe she has given them enough rope to hang themselves. I just believe that Harry can't be happy. And oh, and by the way, I think it was kudos to Yankee Wally for pointing out. And I noticed that these flowers they were planting were petunias. And I thought, I don't see any forget-me-nots. And then she showed in one of her earlier videos the difference between the petunias and forget-me-nots. Quite different. So I don't think they were doing the petunias in order of, you know, or in honor of Princess Diana. All right. And it says what to expect from Megflix, Harry and Meghan's film projects in their own words. Our life, both independent of each other and as a couple, have allowed us to understand the power of the human spirit, of courage, resilience, and the need for connection, they said. Through our work in our diverse communities and their environments, to shining a light on people and causes around the world, our focus will be on creating content that informs but also gives hope. Okay, whatever. I know you think you're the, the next coming, and that that you're going to go out and change the entire world. Problem is, you don't want to do the work for it. You just want to go out and say a few things and not back it up with your actions. This is incredibly dangerous and overhyped, said this columnist. They have got no chance to fail. They have got to succeed. And if they lose, they have got a lot of egg on their face. For Harry and Meghan, this whole shooting match that they got involved with, it heaps a lot of pressure on them. They are looking for attention all the time. On this occasion, I think they may have overstepped the mark. The proof is obviously in the pudding. It's going to be very difficult. Hits are very hard to come by. And how many Downton Abbeys, the Crowns, ordinary people are there? They're from the British producers who will tell you that you have got to have a few flops to make it before you get a hit. This is a naive double act who are living on hype and with an inflated sense of ego and thinking that they can just say, well, I'm going to be a producer today. I'm going to be an actress. I'm going to be humanitarian. I'm going to be someone who speaks out on this and that and politics and get involved in whatever I want because, everybody needs to listen to them. They're such a joke. We remember Prince Edward had launched his production company back, I think, in 1993, and it was closed in 2009, and I think the Queen asked him to step away from that. Oh, gosh, I know that you guys have seen this by now when she had her little talk with Gloria Steinem. I went on Gloria Steinem's Twitter, and I posted that I felt that she had sold out to Meghan Markle, and that Meghan Markle is not anybody I would consider a feminist, as she needs men and has used people, men, friends, people with status and in positions of power to get where she is and to try to make herself seem more famous than she actually is. She seemed disinterested in this interview and what was with the hat and checking her cell phone. And I just think that this did damage to Gloria Steinem, and had a lot of respect for her before this. But I know she was there to promote, I think, a book or a movie that she's got coming out. But, there's a number of other people that she could have been interviewed by than Meghan. Somebody is doing Meghan some favors here, but Gloria, you should distance yourself from Meghan Markle. Guys, I had been checking and wanting to know where the Disney check went to, if it ever was received by Elephants Without Borders, and every time I checked, it wasn't found. And finally, they put out a statement of the 2019 donors, and I guess this was when last October or something that she was working on it, and I do see a special thank you, and it says the Walt Disney Company. Whether that was the Walt Disney Company that to pay Meghan for the voiceover, or maybe it's a smaller amount given to them since it doesn't show the amount donated by any of the donors. So I'd like to know if that was from Meghan doing the voiceover work, and I'd like to know what amount that they gave them as a donation. Just something I'd made about Meghan. So, guys, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's visit to LA preschool is questioned by parents who aren't allowed to enter their children's school due to COVID-19 policy, as one claims the couple have absolutely no respect for the rules. And that's true. When parents aren't able to even go in and have lunch or volunteer in their child's classroom, they can't walk your kindergartner to their classroom or preschooler. So Meghan and Harry, we know, went in the school, and then they spent time with them and then with these students, and it was said that they went in unannounced. So we're still in lockdown and isolation, and these kids are, very fragile. And I'm sure if their parents didn't have to send them to school because maybe they both work outside the home, then they wouldn't be there. But if I were a parent of a child in that school and Harry and Meghan came up and used my kids' photo image or used them in their video to show them planting and then posted it on their social media, I wouldn't be very happy at all. Before you can release images like this, you have to have permission from the parents. And if the school didn't even know they were coming, then how could that have been arranged? Who knows if that paperwork was even done? So the parents have been very upset, very vocal, and it looks like that they're going to file a lawsuit against them. So parents have questioned Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's visit to the Los Angeles preschool on Monday. Duke and Duchess of Sussex dug with trowels into dirt and planted flowers. Some parents claimed that they were told they weren't allowed to even enter their child's school due to the COVID-19 policy. So why then were Harry and Meghan allowed to show up at the school, enter the school, go in and plant, flowers with children of the school, students, take them away from their curriculum and use them as a photo op in their so-called charity stops? So the Duke 35, Duchess, whatever her age is, who donned face masks, planted forget-me-nots, and it wasn't forget-me-nots, it was petunias, in honor of Princess Diana, blah, 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 during the visit to the Assistance League Preschool Learning Center on the 23rd anniversary of the death of Diana on Monday. But while others may praise the royals for their charity work, others are less impressed that they were allowed inside despite rules surrounding the coronavirus pandemic. I would think that the school could be held liable too, but definitely, they could file suit, and Harry and Meghan would have to end up paying. Isn't that something when they're the ones going around suing everybody? But they can do whatever they want and not be held accountable. I could not even hold my daughter's hand, one mother says, and take her into the school last week when she started kindergarten. These two just turn up and break the rules, whatever they feel like it, wrote one parent, while a second added, not safe to go back to school, but safe for mingling with strangers for a photo op. Gosh, I'm telling you guys, I'd be so mad. Exactly. I can't take a pencil to my child right now. No visitors, no exceptions. They have no respect for the rules, and they are rules as they are supposed to be humanitarians. They are the exception. BS kids in the U.S. have no clue what a Duke, Duchess even is, but they can come in, and I can't for a picture. Taken to Twitter, one person wrote, I could not even hold my daughter's hand to take her into school the first week. And I'm going to skip down. A third commented, exactly, I can't take a pencil to my child right now. No visitors, no exceptions. They have no respect for the rules, and they're not supposed to be showing up and then going into places. And it said the couple could be seen digging, and we know that. We saw them planting. We saw it in the things. According to the couple's biographer and mouthpiece, Omid Scobie, they went on to play nursery rhymes in the garden with the youngsters and also spent time reading books about gardening and vegetables. Really? They got to go in and have close contact, not social distance, and do the gardening and show up unannounced, and then go be around kids. I don't care if they're wearing masks or not. This is not cool, and it shouldn't have been allowed to be done. So, parents of school kids to file a lawsuit against Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And then let's just see what happens with that. But anyway, I'll be getting some more videos up on the books, Lady Colin Campbell's book. And I'll do another video here when after a couple of days when I get some more things together on Harry and Meghan. But thank you for watching. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being with me on this journey. And I hope everyone has a blessed day and blessed weekend. Thank you again, and take care of yourselves.